Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, and first off, yes, I know it's very bright. I'm sorry. My desk sits right in front of a window at my dad's office. Normally it's not that bad because we had stuff piled up behind my computer, and it kind of covered some of the light on the office. That's not the case anymore because my dad was on Facebook and he knew that I wanted to build a new desk. I just have no money to build a new desk. And he was on Facebook and he saw in one of his groups that he's in, free curbside wooden desk with filing cabinets. So we went and grabbed that, took all the stuff off the table that I was recording on, got rid of it. So yes, I know it's bright. I don't know if this is the first video that's going up with this setup. Just thought I'd mention it because, I don't know. Might be TBC that goes up about it first. But anyways, that should explain it. So I'm sorry it's bright. I haven't figured out what to do yet. Anywho, draft recap for LTPL, run by Eon and Hydra. Part of the WG network. Two really great guys. It is season 6. Season 6. Leagues. Season 6, yes. Because I couldn't remember if Hydra's Broken Playground was a season or not, but we are season 6. They upgraded their logo, which is really cool. I sat out of Hydra's Broken Playground. If you guys remember season 5, I took over, didn't win a single game. So goal for this season, win a goddamn game in lower tier. 5th pick. There's 2 divisions now because my plan to get them to where they needed 2 divisions worked. Thank you everybody for signing up for LTPL and forcing them into 2 divisions. They have the Nidoking and the Nidoqueen division. So, there's that. I'm in the Nidoqueen division. Coaches in that division besides me include... Let me pull it up here. I know Nikki's there. Nikki's actually my week 1 opponent. Slick is in Nidoqueen. Huff is in Nidoqueen. Huff was the first pick. Charlie, if you guys remember Charlie and his... I think he's the Lapras, if I remember correctly. He's either the Lapras or the Sea Kings. Was what we played him. Zaverb, all the way back from PCF, when I was back playing in PCF. Zaverb's there. Slick, myself, the 5th pick. Romeo, who I've run into a couple of times. Naily from WWC is in... as well. Nikki, Eon is in the Nidoqueen division, and that's it for coaches that I know. So, but like I said, we had the 5th pick. I wanted to go after Zygarde 10% because I'd never gotten to use Zygarde 10%, and Slick's like, nah, fam, I'm gonna take Zygarde 10% right in front of you. Even though I said, hey, Slick, can I get Zygarde 10%? He's like, nah, I'm taking Zygarde 10%. Fine, I'll figure something else out. I kind of panicked through most of this draft. I ended up changing my draft. Post-draft, I burnt a couple transactions already. That went into effect week 1, so I'm actually covering the team with transactions. I got really, really upset in the middle of this draft, just because I felt like my team was garbage and yada yada yada. I was in a bad headspace, but I think this team's alright now. Maybe make 1 or 2 more changes and then I'd be out of moves, but pick 5, we grab Noivern. Noivern is a mon I've used 1 time. You have to go back to the dreaded fateful APA season 1 where I almost made playoffs at 3 and 9. Because it was just, the format was really wonky for playoffs. It was back when APA used divisions. Or divisions like 4-4, 4-4, like WWC used to be. Spoiler, that's where I got it from. But anyways, I grabbed Noivern. I haven't used it since then. I've wanted to come back and use Noivern. Noivern has a lot of potential that I didn't know about at the time. And again, me being kind of a dragon master, so to speak, with my luck with dragon types, Noivern's one of those that's like, okay, it's time to circle back around. Let's give Noivern another shot. Jolteon performed when I gave it another shot. Darmanitan performed when I gave it another shot. Necrozma performed when I gave it another shot. Olin Muck has performed when given another shot, which is a lot of my first APA team, which I said I was never going to draft again. A lot of those mons are coming back to have good seasons, so it's time for Noivern to give a chance. There are so few mons that are faster than Noivern in lower tier. Noivern is one of the premier speed demons, and having that kind of forces choice scarfers. I believe Aerodactyl, I'm trying to think who all is faster, and I'm looking at the tier list right now. Aerodactyl, Meloetta Pirouette, Inteleon slower, Swellow is faster, Talonflame is faster, Crobat's faster. You get the point. There are so few mons that are faster than this thing, so it's going to force choice scarfers. On certain mons, it's going to allow me to run quite a bit of bulk against teams that don't have that premier speed. The Dragon Flying, while Ice Beam is an Ice Punch, are two very big problems for me. The team that I build around this thing should be able to sponge those ice hits. And Noivern just has a massive special attack stat. I believe it's base 90-something, 98? 97. So it's not bad. Base 100 being kind of that baseline type of thing, it's right under that. Powerful. Specs Boom Burst, unless they have a Ghost type, very hard to switch in. Frisk can be a good ability to check items on things. Infiltrator to go behind subs, or go through subs. Something like Sub-Toxic Salazzle, Eon. Noivern can get through that and take care of the Sub-Toxic. So, but yeah, Noivern. Sorry, I've spent 7 minutes on my first pick. I drafted Noivern first. Coming back around, I grabbed Vaporeon. Yes, I know Vaporeon's starting to become like a crutch for me. Vaporeon is one that I might switch still. I don't have the greatest of ground types, so I might go grab Gastro or Quagsire, both of which are still free. But I don't know if I want to do that. Sorry, I have itch. The reason for that is Vaporeon's base 65. I lose my Heal Bell user, and I lose my Cleric, and I lose my Wish Passer if I drop Vape for a better ground type and keep my bulky water. So I don't know. Vape is really nice, being in the fact that it is so bulky on the HP side that Wish Passing should heal almost everything on my team. Decently chunked. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about Vaporeon. It's just really bulky, really annoying, and in lower tier, it can do, because of the speed tiers and lower tier being closer to this, Vaporeon can run a little more offensive if it wants, so something to keep in mind is maybe an offensive Vaporeon set, but it should sponge everything but Freeze Dry for Noivern, so I've got Noivern in a pretty good position for taking the ice hits. Up next, okay, so this is the first mon that I actually changed. I did not have Blaziken in the original draft. I was planning to get Virizion, and that got sniped out from underneath me courtesy of Romeo Dude. I picked Incineroar. I'd never used Incineroar. I wanted to try it, and getting Virizion, I was okay. With Virizion getting sniped after I took Incineroar, that's where I started scrambling with my draft. And I was like, I don't know. So shout outs to Huff for patching up my draft and doing that. Luckily, I was able to get one of the coaches, trying to think which coach it was, LTPL, who made the trade with me. Hideout. Hideout made the trade with me. I messaged Hideout. I was like, hey, are you planning to take Blaziken? Because he was the only one that didn't have a fire type and had the points to take Blaziken. I was like, hey, are you going to take Blaziken by chance? He said, yes. I said, would you want Incineroar? And I'll take Blaziken off your hands. And he said, sure, I'll change my draft plan. Skipped around to Primeape and then came back and grabbed Blaziken. And we did a swap immediately after the draft. I want to use Incineroar, but on this team it did not work. Blaziken was a much better fit. It gives me Fire and Fighting Stab. Blaziken actually, and I've got the list over here, that Noivern didn't get any new moves. I believe Vaporeon didn't get anything worth mentioning either, correct. But Blaziken did get some good moves. It got U-Turn, Close Combat, Heat Crash, and Aura Sphere. So U-Turn is really nice. It allows me to pivot. Noivern, Vaporeon, and Blaziken can all pivot. Dry Baton Pass and U-Turn. CC for Blaziken means no more high jump kick reliance, which is huge. Especially with jump kick and something else got removed. Heat Crash is not great because Blaziken's not particularly heavy, but it's still a nice option. An Aura Sphere, if you want to run Special Blaziken, you now have a decent special attack to hit with. Because Blaziken's got like 110 special attack, so it's not a terrible stat. Base 80 speed, it does give me defog. This chicken can defog if need be. It is only Blaze, it's not speed boost, so. But I'm excited to finally try Blaziken. It's one of those mons that's been on the to-do list, but never really had the opportunity to put it, and firefighting is just a massive stab, offensive stab, and it takes out the ice weakness for Vape and Noivern. This thing can reliably check in on ice types and scare them out and clear them, so Noivern can come in and clean it up at the end. So, very, very happy to have Blaziken here. After that, we grabbed Rajah, so now ice types just say bye-bye. Noivern and Vape are protecting me from the grounds, so I think like the first 4 core, really nice. Steel types are a premium. I've come to learn and been told Steel, Fairy are usually the ones that go off the board really quickly. I took Dragon ahead of Fairy, which Noivern's great, but you'll see my Fairy type is not good. So, Rajah, I loved using G-Max Rajah. I've wanted to use standard Rajah. Rajah is a very offensive Steel type. It's got a very bulky HP stat, but its defenses are both base 69, so you get the bulk from the HP, but not a lot from the defense. But Rajah has such a massive move pool that it can do what it needs to when it needs to. It has Play Rough, Superpower to check opposing Steel types, Play Rough to check fighting types. It gets Power Whip to hit bulky water types. It gets Heat Crash for like heavy metal sets. It gets Sheer Force Life Orb. Trying to think. It's been a little bit since I used Cop, but I know Rajah did so much for me. Here be Cop. Obviously, Heavy Slam, Bulldoze, and Earthquake on the defensive Iron Defense sets. High Horsepower. It does get Earthquake. I know that because I ran Earthquake on it once. Brutal Swing for Psychic types. Yeah, there's Earthquake. It gets Outrage, so I can check in on opposing Dragon types, and I should run Play Rough, but you know, if Outrage is what I need for the damage, then I can run that. But the Iron Defense Body Press set, obviously. Headbutt for fighting types. Stone Edge. It just has such a massive move pool, such versatility. It can be a tanky Iron Defense wall if need be. It can hit extremely hard with Sheer Force Life Orb. It can hit extremely hard with a Choice Band. It's a massive tank, and I am very excited to try it after G-Max Rajah. So, but yeah. Round 5, grabbing the Spider and Gavin Angela. I wanted something that slotted between... Well, I wanted another over 100. I wanted to get something in the base 116, like 110 range, but I couldn't find anything that would fit. So I grabbed Gavin Angela. It gives me webs, so again, supporting Noivern with webs. 108 speed is on the higher end as well. Blaziken under webs can be very, very volatile. Webs are nice to make Vaporeon a faster Wish Passer. Trick Room for Rajah and webs don't go together, but I've been wanting to try Gavin Angela. Rabombi has kind of been my default Sticky Webber. I tried Orbeetle and didn't care for it. I haven't tried Araquanid yet, but I've been meaning to try Gavin Angela. This thing is a special attacker with nightmarish capabilities when it hits a Thunder. It just wreaks destruction. Bug Buzz is very good. It gets Energy Ball for ground types trying to check in. So it's a massive special attack monster with sticky webs, which can really help. I mean, I could run Spec Snoiver under webs situation, so very happy to get Galvantula. Then we pick up Laurentis. So Laurentis is coming back from last season. Laurentis gets Defog. Laurentis being another... it's slow. Like, there's no denying 45 speed slow. But throw an Assault Vest on it. Even though it doesn't get Hidden Power, you can still run Contrary with an Assault Vest. Superpower to boost attack and defense. Leaf Storm to boost special attack. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Laurentis can kind of set up and sweep. I almost got it going last season, and then I got crit, so I'm excited to get Laurentis back and see if I can't. I wish I could boost speed. That's like the one thing that, unfortunately, Laurentis is shy on. If it could be boosted speed somehow, it would just be gold. Like, okay, sticky webs. If I get sticky webs put against me with Laurentis, I can kind of just contrary sweep if I get things going correctly. So excited for Laurentis, because the Assault Vest definitely helps make it much bulkier, because it's already pretty decently bulky. So it's pretty decent stats across the board, except it's terrible speed. So then we get Drapion. So with losing Incineroar, this is where the pivot happened. I actually drafted Garbodor in round 6 over Laurentis, and then swapped out Laurentis for Garbodor for Laurentis. Round 6 is where the plan shifted, and I was able to get things rolling. I got Blaziken lined up. Garbodor was going to go away, and the rest of this draft kind of went smooth from there. Drapion base 95 speed, so I got something between Galvantula and Blaziken now. Gives me a very powerful knockoff user, powerful Dark type, powerful Poison type. I can still set T-Spikes. I don't have Spikes, which is the one downside to swapping out Drapion for Garbodor, but I am faster. It's something to deal with grass types as well as fairy types, because fairy typing is very annoying outside of Rajah, which so many fairies got Mystical Fire. Now Drapion is actually a decent way to deal with them with its Poison Stab. And the other thing about Drapion, don't sleep on Assault Vest. Assault Vest Drapion has actually come back to get me a couple of times, so really excited to finally get Drapion on a squad, and I think this will be a very powerful Dark wall breaker for me, and a very good Poison type to check up on the vast number of good fairies that were drafted before I could get my hands on a fairy. Oops. Speaking of fairy, I had to draft Clefairy. It was 4 points. Clefairy can be kind of bulky. You see in the SBT match from yesterday. If you're watching this the day this comes out. But the SBT match, my opponent's Clefairy was a very big problem until I crit it. So Clefairy can be annoyingly bulky. It's a backup Wish Passer, so if I wanted to run like Specs Vaporeon for some reason one week, I could bring Clefairy to be the Wish Passer instead. It's not terrible. Like, I'm looking at its stats right now. Clefairy's still got base 70 HP. With Eviolite, its defense is 72, which isn't bad. It's not great, it's not bad, but its Spadef goes up to 102, so it's decently bulky. It can still hit pretty hard with Moonblast, so but yeah, Clefairy's a interesting fairy type to see. Eviolite Clefairy type of thing, or something like that. I don't know. I know nothing about Clefairy, I just know Clefable's a pain in the ass, so we'll see if Clefairy's as much of a pain in the ass. Then we come around and grab Lycanroc midday. By the way, this was not 10 to 12 Mons, so 10 to 12 Mon draft teams. I ended up with 10, which is legal. I still have 1 point left over. If I make more changes, I can go up to like 11. Maybe I can get to 12 depending on what I pick up, but Grab Lycanroc Midday. I have not used Lycanroc Midday since my first ever Draft League, which is not on YouTube. I was going to record that one. I didn't get my computer built in time, so I never went back and post-recorded. But I actually have never used Lycanroc Midday in a league where I got to pick the moves. That league was a RNG pick-your-set type of situation. So, Lycanroc... Oh, I didn't check if any of the others got DLC stuff. I know Lycanroc did. It got Close Combat, Play Rough. Got a couple of other things, too. I can check Drapion while I'm here. Drapion didn't get anything. But Lycanroc got... Laurentis got Psycho Cut, Cross Poison, and Grass Seed, so that's good. Lycanroc got Play Rough, Close Combat, Psychic Fangs. Pretty much the highlights there for what that gets. Psychic Fangs is good for fighting types, but also now I have CC to deal with opposing steel types, and Play Rough for opposing fighting types. So Lycanroc getting much better. The base 110 speed. While it's close to Galvantula, it kind of closes that Noivern gap a little bit. It's arguably one of the biggest threats to Noivern because of Accelerock. Getting that priority choice band Accelerock on flying types, ice types, fire types can be very, very good. So I'm excited to use Lycanroc, where I actually get to pick the moves. So we'll see how it goes. Now at this point, I have 2 points left. So, to get legal, I had to take either a 2-point Mon or a 1-point Mon. So, Huff said grab Yamask Valor. It's a ground type. It's decently bulky with an Eviolite. It gives me Stealth Rocks. It gives me another T-Spiker. Gives me a Ghost type. How much this thing comes? Does this thing come? I don't know. I don't particularly want to have this thing on my team, but I kind of have to because... Eon and Hydra went for the 10-Mon route instead of the 9-Mon route, so it's just, that's where we're at. So, but that's going to be the team. Who do you guys think is going to be the kill leader? What do you think of the team? And can we win a game in LTPL? Because I have yet to win a game in LTPL. I'm 0-5 career, so that's going to be it. I will see you guys next time.